Well, greetings for color fans, and welcome to part 4 of the all 307 issues of the Series A Marvel Value Stamps from 1974 and 1975. So today, again, is the 4th installment. The first one was an introduction of 8, and the last one will be all the issues shown, just the covers. So if you've already gone through the series, you may not want to see that, but I figured it'd be a good idea just to show them all in one video. And this video, there will be 5 shout outs for individuals that have helped me on this quest in the recently and in the past, and sometimes years past. And you will also see the Marvel Value stamps that were in the first 3 Wolverine appearances in Hulk 180, 181, and 182. All right, so without further delay, let us start. And the first stamp up today is number 68, Son of Satan. And here's a key-ish issue, which is the first one we're going to show, Astonishing Tales 25, first appearance of Deathlock, one of my very favorite characters, and he appeared on the very last page, as you can see there. Next is Frankenstein Monster, number 9. I think it's just Frankenstein in the show. And he appeared there it is Frankenstein in the edition, and he appeared in the last page of that issue as well, along with that nice ad down there. And there's a close-up. And then finally, for this stamp, is Marvel Team Up number 27. And I believe this was a page 19, right? So there we go, number 27. Jim Starlin cover. And there is the stamp with another nice ad there for Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Cool. All right, so those are the 3 for stamp number 68. Let me put this over here. So the next one is stamp number 67, and that is Cyclops. And in this, there's 3 issues that this appeared in, and the last one I'll show is the Incredible Hulk 180. So that's going to take me a little bit of time to make sure that I do that carefully. So the first one was Amazing Spider-Man 146, and you can see the stamp right there. Cyclops. All right. And then we have Incredible Hulk 176 against the Man Beast there on Counter Earth. And there is the stamp right there. And as I said, finally, the third one it appeared in is Hulk 180. I don't know if, controversial, right? But is this Wolverine's first appearance? I think you kind of really have to say yes. But this one is pretty good shape, so I'm being very careful. But there it is, 180 against the Wendigo. And there it is, right there. Cyclops with that really nice Monsters Unleashed ad. I think I've seen that one before. So there you go. That is Hulk 180 and stamp number 67, Cyclops. I'm putting it back in its holder just to make sure that it's safe. All right, next is Thunderbolt Ross, General Ross, number 66. And this is a stamp that I believe I was the first to identify the art. And again, I will put, besides all the shout outs, I will put the first 3 parts of this series and the MVS Marvel Value Stamp site. And there is General Ross right there, that Sinbad World Unknown ad. Next is another Astonishing Tales, number 26. I remember this one as being one of the very first comics I bought off the spinner rack. And there is General Ross once again. Another on the Monsters of the Movies ad on this one. All right. And then finally is Ghost Rider number 11. So he appeared in 3 issues here. And there he is, taking on the Incredible Hulk. My center thing, is this right? Yeah, so. And there is the stamp right there. And a little, I don't know, kind of a parody-ish issue there, part there. All right, so that is General Ross, number 66. I was putting these back in here so I don't lose the order. All right, next is number 65, Iceman. He appeared in only 2 issues, apparently. First one was Creatures on the Loose, number 30. I found this one in an LCS on my travels down to Miami, I think for like $8. Really nice shape, too. So that was a pretty good coup. That was one that was initially missing. And there is the stamp. The nice little magenta, I think, ad, Monsters of the Movie. And then finally, the other one is Werewolf by Night 16. And there it is right there. Against that Hunchback of Notre Dame. And there is Iceman once again. And put it in frame. There we go. And there's a Fantastic Four ad. All right. Moving right along. But again, I do... well, as I said, I already identified that art for Thunderbolt Ross. So, sort of the shout-outs here. I want to shout out Shannon, solid 4-string bottom end. He actually, way back when, traded me a Frankenstein, which I'll show in a bit. But for now, we're going to go with the stamp here of Sif, number 64. First one is in Man-Thing 14. And there's the stamp right there of Lady Sif. And the next, and actually there's only 2 issues that Sif appeared in, and that is Power Man number 19 versus Cottonmouth. And there is the stamp once again, and another magenta-like ad there, huh? Yeah, for Dracula Lives and Vampire Tales. Very nice. All right, the next one has various. This one I think has 4 or 5 issues, I think. No, it's Submariner number 63. First one is in Daredevil 112 with the Mandrill there. And let's see where he appeared in. Right there is... Nope. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. This is the right one. There we go. Again, with that giant size Avengers. Alright, let me put that one away. And next is Iron Fist number 1. So shout out to Gnawman, because he sent me this one. And I sent him my copy without the value stamp. So thank you, Gnawman, comic bookworm, for being so selfless and a great friend. And again, I appreciate your help and your friendship very much. Next is Marvel 2-in-1 number 2. And this is a little wavy. I'm gonna have to press this one. And there is Submariner right there. Yeah. And then finally, so it is 4 comics, is Werewolf by Night 25. I believe Lead Paint sent me this one. So he's going to be shouted out here as well. There's 25. In fact, yep, I have it right there written down, Lead Paint. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you, buddy. You came through with 3 issues that were not easy to get, for sure. So that takes care of Submariner number 63. Let's move on to number 62, The Plunderer. Khazar villain. First issue up. I'm going in more or less alphabetical order, by the way, the issues, in case you're wondering, not by date. Fantastic Four 153. And the Plunderer appears right there. Can't miss him. There he is. And we'll put that away. And the next one is in actually back-to-back Master of Kung Fu's here. Master of Kung Fu 18. What the plunger has to do with Master of Kung Fu, I have no idea. Nothing. Again, the organization or the thoughts behind what issues went into these stamps, well, I don't think was given a lot of thought. It's just sort of, hey, let's put it in there. And then the third one is Master of Kung Fu number 21. And there is the plunger again with that Monsters of the Movies ad again. And there's a slight variation here. He's a little his purple outfit. Some of it was more like a bluish, I guess. But not a big deal. I think the Quicksilver is the one I'm going to show you on this one. That's, you can tell it's a pretty big variation. Next is 61, Red Ghost. The Red Ghost, villain of Fantastic Four. First up is Captain America 173. I'm pretty sure I bought this one off the rack. And somehow the stamp is still in there. I guess I got it from another issue. And there he is with one of his Super Apes. Next up is Captain America 180. So again, same title, but 7 or so months apart. And there is, once again, and that nice War is Hell ad down there. All right. And lastly, the last one, well, the last one of the three appeared in Werewolf by Night, number 19. There it is right there. And there is the stamp. And like a crazy ad there. I don't think I had too many crazies back in the day. I mean, magazines. I had crazies for sure. Next is Kazar, number 60. And again, I think this is the one that Shannon traded to me way back when, probably 3, 4, or 5 years ago. And here, let's see the stamp right there. And a little Savage Sword of Conan ad right there. And this next one appeared on the last page of Man-Thing number 3. I think that's also a Fool Killer first appearance, or one of the Fool Killers. I forgot which one. And there's the stamp right there. All right, let's continue on. And this one here is going to have the Hulk 182, the third appearance, I guess, of Wolverine. And it is the Golem, stamp number 59. But first, Frankenstein Monster number 12, or Frankenstein is in the indicia. Got to be careful with those getting the indicia name right. I've been chastised for not doing that. So there he is, 59. And then Hulk 182, a favorite issue of mine from way in the back. Crackerjack Jackson, Hammer and Anvil, really good story. And of course, the Golem stamp is right there. And there's the issue, there's the stamp. All right. No sleight of hand here. All right. So we got Hulk 180 and 182 so far. So 181's coming up. I think that's 54. So next is the Mandarin, stamp number 58. Here's Amazing Adventures 24. And I want to shout out my friend Lawrence Everett, King of Comicdom, because I remember he's sending me several of these, including that Amazing Adventures. And there is the Mandarin. He no longer does YouTube videos, but he is on IG, so I'll put his IG info there. Very busy man right now. So, but I do talk to him here and again. And Hulk 184, The Living Shadow. And there is Mandarin stamp and the Fantastic Four Treasuries ad. Cool. And in fact, up there, you can see a 180 panel, you know, where Wolverine comes out. I think that's the 180 panel, or splash page of 181, one of the two. And then finally, Thor, number 226. And there is the Mandarin once again. Slight variations on this one, not great, but they're there if you look deep enough. Again, I'm not going to go through every little nuance because we're here for a long time. Next is 57, the Vulture. And there's only 2 issues with this one. And first one is Tomb of Dracula 24. And the Vulture stamp is right there. Another Savage Sword of Conan Ed. And then we have Tomb of Dracula 28. So if you didn't collect Tomb of Dracula, you did not get a Vulture stamp. The only 2 issues and the only title it appeared in. There we go. Again, the rhyme or reason behind it, you know, mystifies me. All right, next up is number 56, Rawhide Kid. Yahoo! And the first one up is Captain America 192. That's a December 75 issue, so that's the last month that they printed the stamps, and there he is. Better frame it better. There you go. And the next one is Incredible Hulk 175. Takes on the Inhumans. I think Black Bolt has to like yell and knock him out. And there's Rawhide Kid. And then the last one is a fairly beat up copy of Marvel Team Up number 26. I gotta upgrade this one. Well, don't have to, but probably is a good idea. But the stamp's in there. Probably is one of my originals as well. Somehow the stamp survived. All right, next 55. That is Medusa, the lovely Queen of the Inhumans. And the first one up is 43, Conan. Through the leg cover there. And there is Madame Medusa right there. Okay. And next up we have Giant Size Dracula number 5. Yes, another giant size issue that had a stamp in it. And I believe this is one of those page 42 stamps, and there she is right there. I think that's the first John Byrne art in Marvel, by the way, in this issue. Little tidbits of information that you get here. And then finally we have Man-Thing number 6. Okay. And there she is right there. Okay. Not too shabby. Well, at least that's what I say. All right, and the next one is indeed Red Sonja, Shanna the She-Devil. Did I say Red Sonja? Shanna the She-Devil. Forgive me. Boy. Astonishing Tales 23. Starring It, the Living Colossus. And there is Miss Shanna right there. Later married Khazar. And the next one I'm going to show is Man-Thing. I know this is out of order alphabetically, but again, I have to carefully take out the Hulk. Man-Thing number 13. And there is Shanna 54 with the leopard and panther by her side. And then finally, for the Shanna stamp, is Hulk 181. And I'm being very careful here. This, believe it or not, is a fairly high grade Hulk 181. There she is. There it is, I should say. And there's a big story behind this. How I acquired it for a couple bucks. But that is well documented here on my channel. And let's see where she is. There she is. So there's the Hulk 181 again. And there is the stamp with that Defenders ad down there. And there it is, Hulk 181, Shanna the She-Devil. I'm going to be putting it back in here so nothing happens to it. All right, that's nice and secure now. Let's go on to 53. The Grim Reaper. And he appeared in Man-Thing number 9. Boy, 20 minutes already. Looks like he appeared in the last page there. And Master of Kung Fu 17. And there is the Grim Reaper there. All right, 2 to go. We'll go real quick here. Number 52, Quicksilver. Appeared in 4 issues, and I'll show you the little variation here. First one is Amazing Adventures number 33, starring Killraven. There he is right there. Next is Captain America 179. This was at Mark Jewelers. Got a little stamp there, but somebody already took it out. So, but it does have the stamp. And there he is right there. And next is Daredevil 109. Who am I shouting at for this? Oh, no, Surf Blue's yet to come. And there is right there. Notice that white kind of aura around him. That's the variation, a big variation on that one. The other ones did not have it, including Submariner number 71, Savage Submariner. And there he is again, no aura. So again, once again, the colorist sort of took liberties there with the, like the running effect, shall we say. And then finally for today is 51, Bucky Barnes. First one has Daredevil 110, and that did come from my buddy Surf Blue. It's a remainder copy, but I did print out that little top part just so you can see the whole comic. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you, buddy. I think you've sent me others, actually, in the past. So you've probably got 2 or 3 in here, and there he is. Bucky Barnes. And then finally, Werewolf by Night 22. And then, of course, the last, well, for today, Bucky Barnes number 51 right there. All right, well, that's it for today. Again, I will put all the links to my shoutouts below. Thank you all for your assistance. I really could not have done this without you. I'll also have the links to the previous 3 installments, and there's 4 more to go. So join me next week for part 5. All right, everybody, be kind to each other, be blessed, be back. Bye.